All of the content in this video is protected by the Copyright Act of 1976. The intention of this video is to report and criticize the posts, claims, videos, and content posted by DrZoharVaisman, of which may be perceived as shocking. But it is necessary to discuss for educational and documentary purposes.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
I was just on the phone getting this delivered. So somebody that's in here right now fucking got my apartment number somehow and had you come to my door. This is why you guys are here. What the fuck?
And when a guy pretended to be his victim and called 911,
I shot him in the head and he's not breathing anymore. I already poured gasoline all over the house. I might just set it on fire.
police came and shot him, thinking he was pulling out a gun when he was only raising his hands. Wasting police resources taken away from real...
Dr. Vaisman has repeatedly made baseless claims on social media, going as far to say his life is in danger, especially involving law enforcement agencies like the FBI, military branches, and LAPD. These claims can have very serious legal and ethical implications. Here is an analysis and assessment of Dr. Vaisman's actions and possible consequences. These are realistic, but speculative observations based on all available information. Key points to consider. Legal implications. 1. False reporting, California Penal Code. Paragraph 148.5. It is a misdemeanor to falsely report a crime to law enforcement agencies. This includes making false claims about being in danger when no such danger exists. Harassment or stalking laws. Repeatedly contacting and tagging law enforcement agencies without a valid reason could be considered harassment. 2. Defamation, libel, and slander. Making false public statements that harm someone's reputation can lead to defamation lawsuits. This includes false claims about his life being in danger due to professional exposure. 3. Misuse of emergency services. Misusing emergency services and law enforcement resources by making false claims can lead to charges and fines. Ethical and social implications. 1. Public trust. Making baseless claims can erode public trust in actual victims and genuine emergencies. It can also undermine the credibility of the person making the false claims. 2. Resource allocation. Law enforcement agencies may need to divert resources to investigate these false claims, taking away from genuine emergencies and investigations. Recommendations. 1. Avoid false claims. Dr. Vaisman should refrain from making any baseless claims on social media, particularly those involving law enforcement agencies. 2. Legal consultation. He should consult with a legal professional to understand the potential consequences of his actions and to ensure compliance with the law. 3. Mental health support. If these actions are a result of genuine distress or mental health issues, seeking professional help from a licensed therapist or counselor is recommended. For further legal guidance, it is advisable to consult a legal expert who can provide specific advice based on the details of the situation. When an individual like Dr. Vaisman continues to refute evidence and engage in potentially illegal behavior despite knowing the consequences, several psychological and situational factors could be at play. Psychological factors such as cognitive dissonance, denial and delusion, narcissistic traits, and paranoia can significantly influence behavior. Cognitive dissonance occurs when a person experiences discomfort due to holding conflicting beliefs or behaviors, leading them to reject evidence that contradicts their beliefs. For instance, Dr. Vaisman might reject evidence of his expired license to maintain his self-image as a competent professional. Denial involves refusing to accept reality or facts, while delusions are firmly held false beliefs, meaning he might genuinely believe his false claims due to a delusional disorder or extreme denial. Narcissistic traits often involve grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration, which might make him refuse to accept his mistakes due to an inflated sense of self-importance and an inability to admit fault. Paranoia, which involves irrational and persistent feelings of being persecuted or under threat, might lead him to believe that the exposure and investigations are part of a larger conspiracy against him. Situational factors also play a role. Fear of consequences such as legal action, loss of reputation, and financial penalties could drive him to continue denying the facts. Maintaining a positive public image might compel him to refute evidence to protect his reputation, especially as someone with a public presence. Additionally, pressure from colleagues, clients, or followers might drive him to uphold a false narrative to avoid social and professional fallout. Despite understanding the illegality of his actions, these psychological and situational factors can override rational decision-making, and legal consequences might not seem immediate or severe enough to deter him from his behavior. Addressing this behavior requires a multidisciplinary approach. Professional psychological help can address underlying issues such as cognitive dissonance, denial, or paranoia. Legal counsel can provide guidance on the legal ramifications and help him navigate the consequences more rationally. Intervention from friends, family, or colleagues might also be necessary to help him see the reality of the situation and encourage him to seek professional help. Understanding the complexity of human behavior is crucial, and addressing these issues often requires the coordinated efforts of mental health professionals, legal advisors, and supportive networks.